Walter Brennan won 3 Academy Awards. More than Marlon Brando, more than Jack Nicholson, more than any supporting actor who has ever lived. And for the first decade of his career, nobody in Hollywood even knew his name. He was a background extra making $7.50 a day, a face so forgettable that he once joked he sneezed in the theater and missed himself on screen. But 2 disasters were quietly building the most unlikely career in Hollywood history. One was a war injury that permanently altered his voice. The other was a kick to the face on a studio backlot that knocked out most of his teeth. He called that kick the luckiest break of his life. Here's why he was right. Walter Brennan was born in 1894 in Lynn, Massachusetts, to Irish immigrant parents. That gravelly frontier drawl, the one that sounded like it belonged to a man who'd spent a lifetime on the open range, was entirely invented. Every syllable. He studied engineering, drifted into vaudeville, and worked as a bank clerk and lumberjack before the war changed everything. When America entered World War I, Brennan served on the Western Front with the 101st Field Artillery Regiment. He came home without visible wounds, but exposure to mustard gas had quietly destroyed something inside his throat. His voice cracked, wheezed, and aged decades beyond his years. At 24, he sounded like a man pushing 70. In 1918, that felt like a curse. Hollywood would eventually pay him a fortune for it. After losing his savings in the 1920s real estate crash, he walked through the gates of Universal Studios in 1925 and signed on as an extra. For 10 years, he was practically invisible. Bit parts in westerns, comedy shorts, uncredited walk-ons. During those lean years, he struck up a friendship with another struggling extra named Gary Cooper. Neither man had any reason to believe things would turn around. Then came the kick. Around 1932, a stunt gone wrong on a low-budget western knocked out most of Brennan's teeth. Instead of quitting, he got a set of removable false teeth and discovered something extraordinary. With them in, he looked like a normal middle-aged man. Without them, his face collapsed into that of someone 20 or 30 years older. He started walking into auditions and asking directors a now legendary 2-word question: with or without? Directors had never seen anything like it. By 1936, he had caught the attention of producer Samuel Goldwyn and director Howard Hawks, and his performance in Come and Get It earned him the very first Academy Award ever given for Best Supporting Actor. He won again 2 years later for Kentucky, and a third time in 1940 for The Westerner. That third win sparked real controversy. In those early years, extras and background players were eligible to vote, and Brennan, beloved by that community, reportedly drew enormous support from them. The backlash was significant enough that the Academy permanently removed extras from the voting rolls. The rules of the Oscars were literally rewritten because of Walter Brennan. He went on to hold his own against Humphrey Bogart, John Wayne, and Spencer Tracy. He transitioned to television in 1957 with The Real McCoys, drawing around 13 million viewers weekly at its peak. And at 67 years old, his spoken word single, Old Rivers, climbed to number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. A boy from Massachusetts, with no Western roots, a damaged voice, and someone else's teeth, became the most decorated supporting actor in the history of Hollywood. He didn't get the girl. He rarely got top billing. He just kept showing up, and he was always the one you remembered. If you found this story worth your time, a like and subscribe would mean a lot. There are more forgotten legends worth remembering, and we're just getting started.